Good evening, students. Today we are going to discuss about the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. So, before particle nature, the electromagnetic radiation is considered as it is. So, it propagates in the form of wave. So, we have seen wavelength, wave number, and we have calculated frequency of wave. So Maxwell considered the electromagnetic radiation as wave. So he explained his theory based on the wave. So it is called wave theory. Maxwell proposed wave theory. So he considered electromagnetic radiation as the wave. So he explained so many phenomena like diffraction and interference of wave or electromagnetic radiation, but he failed. So he failed to explain some phenomena. So let us see what are the failures of wave theory. So wave theory is based on electromagnetic radiation is considered as a wave, and wave theory doesn't explain some phenomena. So let us see what are that phenomena. The nature of emission of radiation from hot bodies, that is called black body radiation. So wave theory doesn't explain about the black body radiation. So wave theory doesn't explain black body radiation. And the next point is the ejection of electrons from the metal surface when radiation strikes. So if you take any metal surface, if you strike any radiation, but radiation of any frequency, so the metal will release electrons. So this is called photoelectric effect. So if this is light is incident light, it is called incident light, and electron is released. So this is called ejected electron. So this phenomena is called photoelectric effect. This is also not explained by wave theory of Maxwell. So the ejection of electrons from metal surfaces when radiation strikes it. And the variation of heat capacity of solids as a function of temperature. So this is we will study in later chapters. So don't worry, just leave it. And then the line spectra of atoms. So we have seen that line spectra of atom, that is a not a continuous spectrum. The atoms will form discontinuous spectrum. So here the wave theory doesn't explain about the line spectra of atoms. Why atoms are forming discontinuous spectrum is not explained by wave theory. So these are all failures of the wave theory that is proposed by Maxwell. And then Planck, the scientist Planck, explained about the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. He considered electromagnetic radiation contain the particle nature. Along with wave nature, it also contain the particle nature. So this particle nature of electromagnetic radiation explained this all phenomena: black body radiation, photoelectric effect, and line spectra of atoms. So let us see the first one, black body radiation. What is meant by black body radiation? So black body means the body which can emit and absorb all frequencies of radiations is called black body. So the body, if it absorbs and emits all frequencies of light, so means IR radiation, UV radiation, visible radiation. So all frequencies of radiations are absorbed and also emitted by this body. If that body emits and absorbs all radiation, that is called black body. So the definition is very important. The body which can emit and absorb all frequencies of radiations, or we can say all wavelengths of radiations, is called black body. But there is no perfect ideal black body exist in the nature. So the black body, it is not ideal black body is not there. Okay. But the example for black body is a hollow sphere coated inside with a platinum black, which has a small hole in its wall, can act as a near black body. So it acts as a near black body, not perfect black body. A hollow sphere. So for it is a hollow sphere, and it is coated with the platinum black. So inside it is coated with the platinum black, and it contains small hole here. So this acts as a near black body. So means it absorbs all type of radiations and it emits all type of radiations. So it acts as a near black body. And solids. So solids also acts as a near black bodies. For example, iron. So when we heat the iron, so the iron emits different types of radiations. So let us see. Solids when heated, they emit radiation over a range of frequencies. So let us see the example for solids. Iron rod. So iron rod when heated in furnace, it becomes first red color, dull red color, and then intensity of red color increases and it becomes bright red. So first it exhibit dull red color and then it becomes bright red color. And then if it is further heated, so if it is further heated, it changes to white color and then it becomes blue color at very high temperature. So what this indicates? So if we take iron rod here, so if we heat in the furnace, so this iron rod first it becomes a dull red color and then intensity of redness increases and it will become bright red color, intense red color, and then it will become white color and blue color. So this indicates what? So from this experiment, what we can conclude? So we can conclude that as temperature increases, frequency of radiation emitted also increases. So we know that blue color contain high frequency than red color. So red color is a very lowest frequency and it lies in a lowest frequency range and a maximum wavelength and lowest frequency. We know that. And blue light contain maximum frequency and lowest highest frequency and lowest wavelength. So means here what is increased here with temperature, frequency is increased from red to blue and lambda is decreased. So from this experiment we can conclude that the emitted radiation from iron rod has high frequency at high temperature. At high temperature it exhibit blue color, means it contain high frequency at a high temperature, and at low temperature it emits red color. And we can conclude that nu frequency increases with temperature. Nu is directly proportional to temperature. So this is important. Nu is directly proportional to temperature and 1 by lambda. So means temperature is in lambda is inversely proportional to temperature. Frequency is directly proportional to temperature and wavelength is inversely proportional to temperature. So means here wavelength is decreased. And then so he has given some graph here. So he has taken he has taken intensity of radiation on the y-axis and wavelength on the x-axis. Means he taken the graph between wavelength and intensity. So what happens if wave intensity of light increases and then what happens to wavelength? So here he observed, so he conducted this graph at two temperatures. This is T2 temperature and this is T1 temperature. This yellow color is at T1 temperature and this violet is at T2 temperature. So from this he has given the relation. So if you take here this is the lambda max, it is called lambda max. and this lambda max is here. If you take, so for example, it is 2000, and at T1 temperature it is increased. So here the temperature T2 is higher than T1 temperature. So he conducted this T2, this graph at high temperature and this graph at low temperature. What he has observed, lambda max decreases with increasing temperature. So here this value lambda max of, this is lambda max at T1 temperature and this is lambda max at T2 temperature. So lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2. So at this temperature lambda 1, at this temperature wavelength is lambda 2. So what he has observed, lambda 1 is greater than lambda 2, means as temperature is increases, lambda is decreased. And frequency, so frequency of violet color is high than yellow color, you know that. So means here frequency at T2 temperature, means at T2 temperature it becomes violet and at T1 temperature it becomes yellow, means frequency increases with temperature, means frequency 2. So here at T2 temperature nu 2 frequency and at T1 temperature nu 1 frequency. So which is higher, nu 2 is greater than nu 1. So means it is directly proportional to nu, temperature is directly proportional to nu and inversely proportional to lambda. And then Planck quantum theory. So let us see some postulates of Planck quantum theory. So Max Planck scientist, he first time explained about the particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. He considered electromagnetic radiation as particles. So the energy is always emitted or absorbed in the form of discrete packets, and they are called quantas. So Maxwell in his theory explained that energy is continuously absorbed and emitted by the body. So it is absorbed continuously and also emitted continuously. But Maxwell, what is the difference between Planck quantum and Maxwell theory? So Max said that energy absorbed continuously, but Planck explained that energy does not absorbed emitted continuously. It is emitted and absorbed discontinuously. So discontinuously in the form of small packets. So these packets are called quantas or photons. So energy absorbed by a body in the form of small packets and also emitted by a body in the form of small packets. These discrete small packets are called quantas or photons. And the energy associated with each quantum. So each packet is called quantum. Each packet energy is directly proportional to frequency. Energy is directly proportional to frequency. E is directly proportional to frequency. So if you remove this proportionality, we will get E equal to h nu. So here h is a Planck's constant. And so if we take total energy, so this is energy of one quanta, and if you take total energy, E equal to n h nu. N means number of photons. So here n is, it may be 1 or it may be 2 or it may be 3. So means energy is emitted or absorbed in the form of 1h nu, 2h nu, 3h nu, like that. So n is it is a integer number here. So means we can say that integral multiple of h nu. Energy is directly proportional to h nu, and we can get E equal to h nu, and energy propagates in the form of integral multiple of h nu. And the next postulate is a quantum of light radiation is called photon. So these are some postulates of this quantum theory. So light, that light radiation of quantum is called photon. So it is called that packet of energy is called photon. So energy emitted or absorbed in the form of small packets. That packet is called photon. All photons in vacuum travels with same speed or velocity. So that is given by velocity, that is equal to velocity of light. So that is c equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter per seconds. So this means photon contain the speed or velocity like light. So as 3 into 10 power 8 meter per second. And the speed changes in different medium, but frequency remains the same. And the speed, if we change the medium, speed or velocity also changes, but frequency not changes, it remains same. And photons are electrically neutral and are not affected by electric and magnetic fields. And the next postulate says photons travels as wave but absorbed as particle. So he considered both wave nature and particle nature of electromagnetic radiation. So energy or electromagnetic radiation so travels as propagates as a wave and absorbed as a particle. And equations of Planck quantum theory. So many important equations are there from Planck quantum theory. E is directly proportional to nu. From this we get E equal to h nu, and here h is a Planck constant 6 point. So this is 6.625 into 10 power minus 34 joule second. And this is the energy of one quanta. So if you take so many number of quantas, that is total energy is equal to nh nu, E equal to nh nu, and here n is equal to 1 2 3, and E is inversely proportional to wavelength. Energy is inversely proportional to wavelength, and energy is directly proportional to frequency, inversely proportional to wavelength, and energy is directly proportional to wave number, nu bar. And from this equation, so this is important equation, E is inversely proportional to lambda. And also from this equation, E equal to h nu, if we substitute nu equal to c by lambda. So this equation we have seen in yesterday class, nu equal to c by lambda. So if you substitute this equation in E equal to h nu, we will get E equal to hc by lambda. So this is also important equation. So these are some important equations of Planck quantum theory.